There is a historic region in Europe known as Galicia. It was shaped by empires and scarred by wars. Once part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the region was divided between Ukraine and Poland after World War II. For over a century, Polish, Ukrainian and Austrian traditions intertwined here, shaping its architecture, cuisine and customs into a unique cultural blend. Though Galicia no longer exists as an official region, its echoes still linger in old cities, forgotten villages and rolling hills. Today we're setting off on a little journey through this historic landscape to explore where Poland meets Ukraine. Well, hello friends! Greetings from lovely Krakow, a Polish city that was once part of the historic region of Galicia. And today I want to take you on a little adventure through this region. We will jump on a train and head east, all the way to the border with Ukraine. We will visit places in Poland that don't see many tourists, unlike Krakow, but trust me, they're rich with history and beautiful scenery, and if all goes well, we will reach the border and see how it looks today. So let's try to cross historic Galicia together. This is the first time we are traveling with Polish railways on my channel, and previously I only filmed Ukrainian trains. So my carriage is number 14 and I am in second class. So it's gonna be pretty comfy. Let's find my carriage, number 15. Oh, number 14, here we are. We're on the go, friends, heading east through southern Poland toward Przemysl, a journey of about 3 hours. Outside the window stretches historic Galicia, a region that in the 19th century was largely rural and incredibly poor. So poor, in fact, that some historians argue it was the poorest region in all of Europe by the late 1800s. Poverty, famine and disease made life extremely difficult for the people who lived here. However, unlike the surrounding countryside, Przemysl itself was a key military and trade center. Its strategic location near the empire's eastern border brought much-needed investment and development. The capital of Galicia at the time was Lemberg, now Lviv, part of modern Ukraine. But we won't be traveling that far. Instead, we will reach the border, exploring the part of Galicia that remains within Poland. We made it to Old Przemysl on a gloomy and chilly day. It's only 12 kilometers from here to the border with Ukraine. Przemysl. And whenever I travel to Ukraine, I always have a connection here. But I've never actually explored the city. So today that changes. Today we finally give Przemysl a go and see what it has to offer. Ooh, interesting. Let's do it. This station doesn't have a lift, so it's not very modern. Here you can see signs saying you can go this way to reach passport check with Ukraine. Pan zawsze pomaga mi, kiedy podróżuję z Ukrainy do Polski. Pan walizka do góry. Dziękuję bardzo. Well, guys, just check this out. Przemyśl railway station. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is another example of the Austro-Hungarian Empire heritage. They knew how to build things with style. And if I'm not mistaken, this architectural style is called Neo-Renaissance, and it was very common in the 19th century for public buildings, railway stations, theaters. Wow, like it. It's considered one of the most beautiful railway stations in Poland. So what I've noticed here is this bar. It's called Bar Rubin, and it looks like it is frozen in time. And if you look inside, I don't know if you can see anything. These chairs, tables, everything looks very Soviet. I'm a little bit scared to go inside, but that would be cool to check it out. Looks like an old Soviet era bar. Przemysl is a relatively small city with a population of around 600 people, and it's also one of the oldest cities in Poland, with its founding typically dated to around the 8th century. Built on several hills, it offers a mix of scenic beauty and historical significance. Now we're making our way uphill, leaving the area near the railway station and heading toward the historic center, where beautiful architecture awaits, my favorite part. In Poland, you are never far from a church. In Przemysl, you might start counting them for fun, but you'll probably lose track before you know it. The number of different churches here is mind-blowing. I don't know how many. And it feels like, look at these empty streets. It feels like I am the only one who is a tourist here. I was aiming to get inside, but it is locked. I can see that I can't open it, but it looks like something epic. Look at this, and look at this tree. Wow, they can film scary movies here. The atmosphere is just epic. The whole city is on a hill, and you always have to go uphill. So I met a lovely Polish gentleman. He noticed that I was a cheesy tourist that filmed everything, and he recommended to visit this cathedral, and he said that it's absolutely gorgeous. So now we will check it out. This cathedral is very beautiful, but I can't get inside because it's locked. Okay, maybe next time. Walking down these medieval streets, it's incredible to think how much history they have witnessed. We're actually lucky to see them so well preserved, considering the wars and battles Przemysl has faced like few other places. The city went through immense hardship during both World War I and World War II. It saw one of the longest battles of World War I as Austro-Hungarian forces fought against the Russians. However, most of the destruction was concentrated on the Przemysl fortress, located outside the main city center, which helped preserve much of the urban core. Decades later, World War II brought even more devastation. First the Nazi invasion, then the Soviet occupation. During the early stages of World War II, Przemysl was divided in two. One part of the city was under German control and the other under Soviet control. And this river, the San River, was a natural dividing line between the two occupying forces. So that was Germany, and I am in the Soviet Union. Can you imagine this? All right, I almost made it to the final spot I want to show you, and then I'm gonna check in into my hotel. Here is the monument that moved me when I saw it online, and I wanted to show it to you guys. It is dedicated to the Katyn massacre, a very tragic event of World War II. When the Soviet Union invaded Poland, thousands of Polish military officers and prominent citizens were captured and taken as prisoners of war by the Soviets. And this monument kind of have two sides, and each tells part of the story. This part of the monument is dedicated to Katyn massacre, which took place in 1940. So that was a series of mass executions of Polish officers and intellectuals by the Soviet secret police. And we can see a list of the cities: Kozelsk, Starobelsk, Ostashkov, where camps were located, because the prisoners were kept in the camps first, and then they sent them to various locations and killed. And amongst these locations, my hometown, Kharkiv, we have a forested area where a lot of these executions took place. And another part of this monument is dedicated to mass deportations to Siberia that took place between 1939 and 1956. Polish people were sent to labor camps, and again the list of the cities: Arkhangelsk, Khabarovsk, Irkutsk, Yakutsk, Kolyma, these all Russian cities in Siberia. And here we can also see former Soviet republics: Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. This part of the history is very difficult and uncomfortable, but it must be continuously shared and remembered, because we know that if we forget our history, we're doomed to repeat it. This is what you can get in Przemysl for $40. Breakfast is included. So I'm gonna say bye for now, because I'm gonna have some rest, and tomorrow is the most important part of our journey. We're gonna jump on a train again and make it to the village of Medyka, which lies right along the border with Ukraine. And if all goes well, we will reach the border and can explore it a little bit. So see you tomorrow. Good morning, friends. We're heading to breakfast. Hotel breakfasts are usually early, so it's a great motivation to get out of bed and don't miss it. I'll show you the view from this hotel to the river, and I'm really curious to see what the dining area looks like in this Soviet time hotel Academia. They don't have a crazy selection of everything, but enough to have a nice breakfast. I have eggs with salad and one sausage, and this is my water with lemon, tea, and a couple of tangerines. So we are again at the station, and we need to catch this train to the village of Medyka. And our platform is number 2. Let's find it. Well, we made it to the village of Medyka, our final stop. Now we are only 1 kilometer from the border with Ukraine. We are very, very close. The population of this quiet border village is around 2,800 people. So let's go and see what it has to offer, Medyka. And the first thing we can see in this village is this cemetery. As Galicia was populated with both Ukrainians and Poles, we can see a mix of Polish and Ukrainian graves in this cemetery. It's very easy to tell which grave is a Polish and which one is Ukrainian, because we use the Cyrillic script in Ukraine. So here we can see the grave saying "Тут спочиває Іван Вовк." Ivan Vovk is resting here, so this is a Ukrainian one, and this one is very old, and again I can see the Ukrainian language. Тут спочиває Андрій Юрчак. So some of them are Ukrainian, but mostly Polish people were buried here. According to my Google Maps, if we go down the street, we will reach the Ukrainian border, and we are very, very close. And I met a Polish man, and he spoke Ukrainian. So people here can understand and speak Ukrainian because they are literally live near the Ukrainian border. So their neighbors from the other side are Ukrainians, and they do understand one another. This is what I was very curious about. Yeah, that's very interesting. I can see a kid going down this street. So I expect it's pretty safe here if he's just peacefully walking with his backpack. Maybe he's going back from school or something like this. So this sign says Medyka ends here, and we are very close to Ukraine, and probably we should ask workers. I can see some workers here, if it's safe to go further to reach the border itself. I was told it's really not a good idea to reach the border itself because I can be fined by border officers, and I wouldn't really like to have a situation when my video material would be confiscated. So friends, we almost made it. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure through historic Galicia. It's windy. Oh, so see you guys, bye.